Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going to dive into Bitcoin. Big old CoinsKid crew. So right now Bitcoin is respecting the 4-year cycle, isn't it? Where you have this 1 year depreciation, 3 years depreciation, 1 year depreciation, 3 year depreciation. And this is one of the confluencing factors as to why I did think that leading into 2023 from 2022, we would see a beautiful move for Bitcoin. And we literally have, okay? So I'm looking for that move to continue, providing you can hold all the key support. I will keep reminding you of what that key support is. Now, there's a massive level of support that Bitcoin has actually held twice now. Okay, consecutively, which is really important, and not a lot of people are looking at this. And obviously there's an inverse chart that we want to see losing its support as well, and that's exactly what's happening. So until we start to see the reverse of what's going on, I think Bitcoin is looking to continue personally, you know, and I'm going to show you exactly where I think Bitcoin's going to go, and exactly where I've got some cheeky bids in if it does start to drop. Okay, if it loses all support, starts to close below that support, then my bias will change. But at the minute, you know, the saying is the trend is your friend until the end. Break the trend, make a new friend. Let's dive into the CBBI right now for Bitcoin. Okay, so looking at CBBI, it's doing okay at the moment. This is something we need to keep an eye on going forward as well as CBBI. You can clearly see the uptrend structure and bull market structure off the dark green zone is high highs, high lows. Up she goes basically. And as soon as you turn a corner, get really sharp. Look at that, really sharp rejection. And you start to come back down. You're making a big correction. And you know, the CBBI is showing you that. Okay, so right here, you can clearly see we've gone from dark green into light yellow until we had the correction. Right now we've gone from dark green and we're still sort of light green at the moment. So, you know, if we go by this particular correction just there for Bitcoin that kicked in 2019, we should expect a correction around about light yellow going off this chart. But again, not got a crystal ball. The minute this turns a corner, starts to come back down and, you know, creates the lower highs and lower lows basically, then you flip the corner and you're looking for a correction basically in the CBBI. But you can clearly see this is a beautiful little indicator that you get these series of high highs, high lows. Look at that parabola just there for Bitcoin. Look at that parabola just there for Bitcoin as well. So, you know, we'll keep an eye on this going forward. If I do start to see this turn a corner, you know, it really does start to come down and loses structure, then, you know, I'll have to flip from being bullish to bearish, you know, just following the CBBI right there. Let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now, okay? So look at the two charts right now. You've got the DXY on top and the Bitcoin on the bottom. And at the moment, we are inversely correlated and it's playing out like an absolute boss. And I'll go through this with you. Just there, lots of greed in the market for Bitcoin at the bottom just there. Really overextended, too far away from the EMAs. And that was one of the confluencing factors right there that I did say to you. I think that Bitcoin is coming for a big correction. And it did. It came all the way down to the 55-week EMA, which was my projection. And equally the 10 EMA on the monthly as well. Beautiful. So at this point, what we did, we came back down. We held support. We held the 20, which is really important. We start to come back and we actually made a new all-time high. But I think I got lucky, to be honest with you, on that all-time high call, because I think what we did here, and the confluencing factor obviously is the DXY, is at this point we were breaking down. This was an A, this is a B, which should have been a lower high, which is what we've seen on a lot of altcoins right there. And then boom, we had the C wave drop. And the, you know, the inverse correlation was the DXY, creating that bottom at that point and starting to break back above its EMAs and putting that huge impulsive move there, which got to the 1618, which I've gone through with you multiple times. Equally, one of the confluencing factors was the 1618 target being met right there and the bearish reversal pattern. At that point, I did say to you, I think that the DXY is coming in for an ABC correction. So there's a lot of confluence of this sort of area being the bottom for Bitcoin. And right now, we came down initially in that last move there for the DXY. Look at that big collapse just there. We came down with the FTX fallout. That's final washout for Bitcoin. And then boom, we've started to come up the stairs into 2023 really beautifully, impulsively. But for the DXY, it's breaking down, isn't it? So just like here, we've got the closes back above these EMAs. The DXY began this parabolic move, okay, and just like we got the closes below the 20-week EMA just there, Bitcoin began its correction, didn't it? It started to come down and confirm that it was no longer holding support, looking to come up and take out that high just there, because just there was some kind of ascending triangle which was beginning to form as well, which was something I was looking at. But the minute we started to close below that monthly 20 EMA, please go back to the videos. I flipped from being bullish to bearish because you lost the monthly 20 EMA. So I was targeting a minimal retest of the 55. So this is exactly what I'm telling you right now for the DXY. Because you've closed below the 10 just there, I gave you the 20 target, and right now because you're closing below the 20, I'm giving you the 55 target. So I don't necessarily think that the DXY is breaking bullish until you retest the 55 EMA. And with years of experience, once you lose an EMA on multiple time frames, you know, you do head on down to the next EMA. So until we start to see the DXY retest that 55 EMA on the monthly time frame, which at a minimal is 98.577, I think we're looking at a continuation of a downtrend here for the DXY, possibly some kind of retracement into the EMAs, but the damage is done because you've closed last month in April. You've closed below that EMA, which is really important. So you've got the projection to the downside, just like that closed just there. You got the projection to the downside. Okay, so obviously the inverse of that is Bitcoin is actually right now had two closes above its monthly 20 EMA. Sorry, just like this got two closes above the monthly 20 EMA. What happened? It took off in a parabolic move. So I'm expecting this here for Bitcoin, just like the DXY got that. I'm looking at that particular scenario for the Bitcoin as well. Okay, so until we start to lose that sort of macro outlook, then Bitcoin's looking bullish and the DXY is looking bearish. And this is something, it was one of the confluencing factors that I said to you from 2022 into 2023. We're looking at a bullish impulsive move for Bitcoin, and so far so good. So just enjoy the show. Like I said to you, dips are for buying, not necessarily for crime. We're going to take a look at the charts in a minute for Bitcoin, but at the moment we just respect the trend. Basically, the DXY is coming down and Bitcoin's coming up. It really has that simple. So the minute we lose the support of the EMAs on the monthly for the Bitcoin, it's bearish, and we break the resistance of the monthly EMAs for the DXY, it's bearish basically. And this is bullish, this is bearish. That's really simple. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, let's dive into the Bitcoin chart and see what we can see. So looking at Bitcoin on a Friday time frame, until we break this red line of resistance, I would be looking to short this resistance at the moment. Okay, so at the minute we've got a clear level of support just there for Bitcoin. Okay, we've not necessarily had another trend line retest, so I'm looking for that. I think that it's getting a bit crabby, a bit boring, but if Bitcoin is going through some kind of A, some kind of B, some kind of C wave correction, we will eventually lose this green trend line if we're in a macro ABC. But there is a possibility, it doesn't make me a perm bull, perm bear, whatever, that the ABC's in here. Okay, and what we've got is some kind of 1, 2. There's a 3, it's a 4, and right now we're putting a truncated fifth wave, ABC correction, and right now what we have got is 5 waves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I would be looking for right now is some kind of A, some kind of B, and some kind of C wave which holds this low. Okay, so again, let's have a look at some levels using Fibonacci just there, because I know everyone was sort of rejecting off this red trend line just there and looking to short and keep carrying on here, but there is a possibility that this ABC is in here for Bitcoin. Okay, we found support and we're looking to come back up like this. So for me, I'll be looking for a short, obviously, because I'm trying to identify the support and resistance for you. We run into a kilo resistance and possible some kind of ABC correction loading here. So if we go from this high here all the way to the low, you can clearly see that what we have done, ran into the 0 fib, obviously, and right now we're retracing. So we're falling through the fibs, currently finding support on a 236. I think a nominal level support would be the golden ratio. So what I'm looking to do is short Bitcoin right now with my stop loss on the 0 fib. I'll be looking to short it all the way down to the golden ratio at 28376. Just a nominal little trade for you today. Okay, nothing major. Around about 2.48%. gain for potential loss of around about 1.49%. Just trying to find the ranges right there. And what we might have is some kind of A, B, C wave correction coming back down to the golden ratio 0.618 to 28380, where it might have found some support. And the reason is because of the 5 waves that I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin. You've got clear 1, 2, 3, ABC 4, 5, and right now you're coming with some kind of A, some kind of B, and you're looking at C wave drop towards a golden ratio that could potentially be the bottom. That could be an impulsive move, corrective move, and right now you're looking to come up and take out that red trend line. I will flip really, really bullish once we see this resistance, this red trend line. Once we see this taken out, okay, for Bitcoin, once this is taken out, that's the time to be mega bullish for an impulsive move to the upside, because there always exists here the possibility that we've run into resistance once more and we get really compressed in it like this, and we see this green trend line loss. If we see that loss, then Bitcoin's got a massive correction here, probably towards the top end of 25k right there. So I hope you enjoyed that update. Currently short with my stop loss on the 0 fib, looking to ride it down to at least a golden ratio at 28380. You can do all this on Bybit. Again, all makes it's entirely up to you. Remember, don't be a degen, don't over leverage, and don't go on with your life savings. Hope you enjoyed that update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.